Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and start, or I should say, resume our last from our last podcast of Yu-Gi-Oh news you might have missed. And this is from today. We've got lots of stuff to go through. We're not going to get through all of it. Unfortunately, things have been super busy for me trying to finish all that up. So I apologize that we've let the news pile up because, boy, Grunt, it just seems like there has been a tremendous amount of Yu-Gi-Oh news.
Yeah, what's getting imported, what's not getting imported, what's in this new set, what are the rarities for this set? It's just been a ton of stuff in the last month.
Yeah, it's been a lot. And so let's go ahead and start with some real exciting news here. So I'm really pumped about this. I haven't paid a lot of attention to the Speed Duel projects, but I thought that this was a pretty good product that they're bringing out, and it's the GX Academy box. And what I like about this is you're going to be able to play with different decks from people from the series. And I think that's going to be pretty fun. Kind of similar to the Battle City box that was done before, where I think you get a certain amount of decks and then you get to duel one another. So I actually think this is going to be an absolute blast for people who want to do something casual. What are your thoughts?
100%. So, honestly, I don't remember them printing too much speed duel stuff past like
Mm-mm.
Duel
Yep.
Monsters
Mm-hmm.
season. Like I know that we have obviously speed duel stuff is kind of based on duel links in terms of having the character skills in your deck, having different monsters, and only being able to use speed duel lethal cards. And I don't know. I think even if you don't like speed dueling, you might want to keep an eye on this, just because Battle City did have its fans when it came to some of the hollow
Yeah.
reprints,
Yeah,
some of the
absolutely.
stuff that got reprinted, and I mean,
That's a
people have been
great
making this
point.
joke.
I
People have been
like
joking
that.
like
Yeah,
maybe
because
reprint some GX stuff, but
you're dead on with that. Because when I think about some of the reprints that we got in that set, there were some good ones. Ones that hadn't seen a nice hollow print in a while, or some that people just wanted another cheap version of the common. And just looking at the side here, Flaying Wingman is a card that's around $5 to $10. So if you're looking for a way to actually, make something that's cheap and enjoyable, this could be a definite good route for you to go just to get some of those reprints. And I think Taco Tony's right here. If this sees success, I wouldn't be surprised if they do a 5Ds speed duel box after this. What do you think?
if they do 5Ds, they do 5Ds. I mean, honestly, there's just some stuff from GX that's definitely in need of a reprint. Obviously, Astro Phoenix
Mm-hmm.
is brought up here, and I'm sure people are like, oh, I wonder if they're going to reprint Dasher, or if we're
Mm-hmm.
getting E-Hero stuff. People are wondering if we're finally going to get a reprint of Air Neos, and
Yeah.
I don't personally believe we're going to get Air Neos. I think Air Neos was in Duel Links, but I don't know. They might not reprint it here. I could see them doing Dasher.
Yeah. Yeah, I could too. Dasher's in definite need of a reprint. I definitely agree with that. So we'll definitely see. Now, this was just brought up by Underworld Yugioh in the chat with us. But the structure deck Cyber Strike has been a huge success for Konami. And we've got the full card list there. It's already released. But if you look at the card list, I think the reason this has flown off the shelves is the cheap Imperm reprint. And then I think that there's some other solid reprints in here that I want to point out to anyone who might be playing a Cyber Dragon deck. So you also have Napster, which is really good here. And then I think the Machine Dupe is also a good one. And then you've got Overload Fusion. No, not Overload. I can't remember what this card is, but it's one of the fusion.
Cyberload Fusion.
That's it. Thank you. And so there's some pretty good reprints in there that I think are pretty amazing. And the Cyber Dragon stuff has skyrocketed. I don't know how many of you might have seen this yet. Hang on, I'm going to go to um, TCG here real fast for those of you who don't know. But the stuff is absolutely insane. So, for example, If I type in Nova, Cyber Dragon Nova, just the common is up to $8. That's
Yes,
insane.
because they skipped on reprinting it here, which I understand if they didn't want to reprint it, but I don't know. The other one obviously is Cyber Dragon Infinity, which
Yes. No,
is
no.
also kind of up there.
Infinity isn't the big problem. It's Chimera Tech, Fortress
Oh,
Dragon. I mean, it is insane what that is going for right now. So to give you guys an example of that as well, look at that, everybody. So just for the common, you are easily paying $10 for a common.
yep.
I mean
Mega
that
Fleets
that
are up there
that
too.
is absolutely bonkers. The price that we're seeing right now for some of these cards. So that definitely kind of surprised me that the hype would be that big. And even Galaxy Soldier is going up in a big way. Grunt, the cheapest I've seen is $21. And the ultra rare from Dual Power, I saw at 64 the last I checked. I mean, it
No,
is nuts right
24.
now. Oh, it went to 24?
So, Battles of Legend and Dual Power, both of the Ultras are sitting around the 25, 27 mark. The Prismatic Secret Rare from World Superstars, which is the OG printing, is currently 32. Long story short, the card is still expensive and is still wanting another reprint.
Yeah, I'm going to. Oh, absolutely. It needs another one. Without a doubt. Galaxy Soldier is so key, for the combos that you're looking for. Oh, this tanked dramatically. Okay, so literally, I'm not kidding, guys. I checked this on Sunday, or no, I'm trying to think which day I checked this on. This was 3 days ago, and it was $64. So I'm glad that some people are coming to their senses, but I mean, it was really, really high. So much, I was just really surprised that's where we were. But Grunt, is it just because of the new structure deck? I mean, what's the reason for all the hype?
I think it's a stupid buyout. Galaxy Soldier has never been a cheap card. Even there was maybe one window when it got first reprinted or reprinted second in Dual Power, where it was cheap, but the card has always gone back up to the 10, 15, to the 20s, and it's always been kind of pricey ever since Nova into Infinity has been a thing, and
Yeah.
ABC found use with it. So honestly, I don't know. Cyber Dragon is not going to be doing anything crazy. It's definitely going to show up,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not going to be a meta contender. I honestly have to say that if you haven't gotten your Galaxy Soldiers yet, I would have gotten them a while ago,
Oh,
just because
absolutely.
we've had
Yes.
months before this deck came out. I
Yes.
mean, I honestly would just wait for another reprint, just because it's overdue for one. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh,
I don't
they're
know.
gonna get you one. Yeah, I agree with that completely. I think you're definitely going to see a definite reprint here at some point, because the card's just too expensive. But the Imperm really made this structure deck expensive. It's sitting around $14 on TCG. The card shops that are connected, that are affiliated with Konami, thankfully are holding steady at $10. But you want to snatch those up before you miss your opportunity.
It
All the stores
depends
I
which
went to, they're
it
gone.
depends which shop you go to.
Oh,
Some of the
really?
shops, some of the shops in my local area, I know are OTS stores, and Konami doesn't really care. So, there have been things I bought Megatins that were marked up a few dollars. I bought structure decks that are marked up to well, I shouldn't say I didn't buy any marked up structure decks, but I saw marked up
Mm-hmm.
structure decks. I ordered my structure decks back before they spiked because
Oh,
as
I
soon as
wish
I
I
found
would
out
have done
Imperm was
that.
printing,
Yeah. I
as
went to
soon as I
go
found
look
out
for
the
some
Imperm
and I
was
couldn't
confirmed,
find them for a price I'm willing to pay. So
uh,
I thought, woof,
yeah.
that's too much money for me. Okay, so moving on to prices. I thought this was interesting. So price increases, are they incoming here? Notice that we are seeing about a 20 cent increase here for Yu-Gi-Oh packs from $3.99 to $4.19. Most card shops that I'm a part of, they do a nice deal of 3 for 10, which I really appreciate. That keeps the cost down a little bit. I know it's just a few cents, but I appreciate that difference. Grunt, is this a indication of not just packs, but other products to come?
It could be. I mean, I will come to one consensus here because I see people who are like, "Oh, this is greedy," and I'm like, "Is it?" Yu-Gi-Oh has been around for well over 15 years now. It's been here for at this point almost 20, and all I can say is, and I know it's been in the OCG longer. Point is, it's been about 2 decades now of inflation, and
Mm-hmm.
399 back in 2005 was not as much as 399. It was more than 399 today. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't. Maybe this might just be something that's overdue. It's kind of awkward because we've been used to 399 as the standard for packs for
Yeah.
years upon
Yeah.
years, but in Konami's defense, inflation is a thing, so they have technically been losing, individual profit per pack ever since, inflation's been starting ever
Mm-hmm.
since, the early 2000s. So it's, you know what, it's an economic question that's not worth asking. I just feel like it'll probably annoy people, but we'll get used to it.
I agree. I agree. I think it's definitely something that isn't too bad. It is only 20 cents. At least it's not something crazy. I'm just really curious about those bigger products if they'll keep those the same. That's where I wonder. Now, we left off on Icejade cards last time. This is where we were when we stopped the stream previously. And that was a super fun stream where we looked at the Ghost Trick support, Vampire support. It was really fun to look at all those Halloween based type decks that were getting support. And now we have Icejade monsters here. So our first one that we've got here, it's a level 10. Obviously, it's going to be water type, also aqua. You can only special summon this card's name by way of its first effect once per turn. If there is a face-up card in the field zone, you can special summon this card from your hand. Oh, that's super generic. Oh, wow, that's really good. Monster your opponent control cannot activate their effects on the field while the Icejade Depths is on the field, except the turn they were summoned. If your Icejade monster battles an opponent's monster, that opponent's monster loses 1,000 attack during the damage calculation only. And then here we go with a gel of the Icejade. It's a level 3 water aqua type. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one Icejade spell or trap from your deck to your hand. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets this card, or when an opponent's monster declares an attack on this card, quick effect, you can special summon one water monster from your hand or graveyard, except for a gel of the Icejade, but return it to the hand during the end phase. Also, the next time this card would be destroyed by battle or card effect this turn, it is not destroyed. Okay, so Grunt, some pretty good utility there. I really like that the level 10 actually is super easy to special summon. It pairs well with the Cradle Icejade Depths monster. And then the level 3 here, adding a spell or trap from deck to the hand, not too bad. And it has built in perfection being a 2000 defender. What are your thoughts there?
So, I mean, this is gonna make way for some generic water support. I'm not thinking off the top of my head right now, but I'm sure there are some water monsters that could be splashed in and benefit from being special summoned from the hand. And even if that's not the case, it does synergize with the rest of the Ice Shade monsters.
Uh huh.
I guess that's the best thing to say about it. Obviously, the first monster is, less about water and more about the field spell, but I don't think it's wrong. The deck has a great field spell, and the
Mm-hmm.
fact that it turns off all opponent effects if they're not summoned that turn, it'll passively lock down anything your opponent already controls.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I
definitely some
agree.
stuff to consider.
I like it. Hold on. So Shadow Mew would like to come into the call.
Oh, wonderful.
So yeah, just a second here. So we're gonna add him in real quick. We appreciate all the duelists that participate. with what we're doing. Okay. Okay. Grunt, you're still there, right?
Hello.
Oh, good. Okay,
Hello.
there you are, Shadow.
That notification.
Okay, well, good. We're glad you were able to get in. We just started talking about Icejade monsters,
Oh
and
boy.
yeah, and the first one was really good, just because, like Grunt was saying, it's a nice extender. It's real easy to special summon some of the cards, and they have pretty decent built-in support. So it was pretty neat to look at. So we're going to get to the next slide here, but we're very happy to have you in.
Yeah, it's great. I just read the first one. I just realized that's kind of amazing for that archetype.
Oh, I
It really
agree.
is.
Yeah, it's really good. Especially that it's so easy to special summon. I mean, that is awesome. It's a 3,000 defense card as well. I mean, so it's got a decent booty. That's pretty good. Okay, so now we've got Kingfisher, the Ice Jade ship. It's a level 9 water aqua type monster. You can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. You can target one water monster you control, equip this card from your hand or field to that target. Wow, that's easy. Okay, an Ice Jade monster equipped with this card can attack while in face-up defense position. Oh, that pairs so well with that level 10. If it does, apply its defense for damage calculation as well. Oh my goodness. And then the third effect, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls with attack equal to or less than the equipped monster's defense and special summon this card. And if you do, return that card to the hand.
Yep.
Woo! Ooh, it's good. Okay. Then we've got the field spell. So it pairs, all this is pairing beautifully together. So we've got Cradle the Ice Jade Depths. Oh, it's just the field spell. I thought that was a monster when I read that first card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. When this card resolves, you can add one of your Ice Jade monsters that is banished or in your graveyard to your hand. Once per turn, if a monster or monsters is normal or special summoned, you can target one water monster you control. That target and all face-up monsters your opponent currently control lose attack equal to that target's original attack until the end of this turn. Wow. Okay, so Shadow Mew, what do you think?
The first impressions of these cards were not that great. Now it's like, oh, they're actually doing something.
Yes.
They are pretty good. I
Like,
actually like this deck.
When I saw the first ones, I was like, oh man, you could do Ties of the Brethren, summon Barrier Statue of the Water. Now it's, oh, did you want to have super heavy samurais but water?
Yes, that's exactly what I thought of when I looked at the level 9, that it allows you to attack in defense. And then, oh my gosh, the field spell pairs so well with the level 10 monster.
Here's the thing.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Grant. What are you going to say?
So, I'm not saying this is going to come up often, but, like, I know some boards out there, it's like, oh, I'm going to sit on or Palausa. Yeah, that's not going to work against this deck. If you're able to get the Icejade Deaths, because terraforming, other spells, you're able to get this and you summon your monster, which, you know, unless the summon's negated, it's going to sit there. All of your opponent's negates that would be live on the field are not, so
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to come up often, but if your opponent doesn't have spell negates or summon negates, you can shut down some of the other negates to open way, and obviously the attack reduction effect on the field spell makes it so Kingfisher over here can probably bounce anything that's targetable on your opponent's side of the field.
That's so
for
good.
3 advantage.
That is just really, really strong. Especially if you can get rid of the... Because usually when I think of spell and trap negations, usually there's like one or two that you may have to deal with. Well, that's pretty easy to deal with the right kaiju or with a lava golem. So, well, I mean, there's potential here.
I just noticed something. Can you go back to level 10 real fast?
I sure can. Mm-hmm.
Because there's a key sentence on that card that I just read that goes off of what Grunt was saying about Anapalooza not really mattering when the field spell's up.
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep, just special summon it.
Let's see, with level 10,
Do you need me to...
Actually, if you special summon the level 10, your opponent's monsters are just dead. They can't do anything.
Can I also mention how, as long as you're not restricted, you could just splash this into any other deck with a field spell as a level 10.
Oh, absolutely. Like, Grunt, if you look at it, it just says they cannot activate their effects.
Yeah.
Except the turn they were summoned.
Yeah, so literally...
It's your turn now. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
So
they're already negated.
It's amazing because literally your opponent's going to set up their board the previous turn. So the fact that this comes out then on your turn, oh my gosh. I mean, this so shuts down so many different strategies. And water decks, I feel like they already have a ton of great support to swarm the field. I think this is really solid, guys. I like it.
This is also an inherent summon, so if there's no activated effect happening.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I am very pleased with it. Okay, there's more Icejade support though to look at. So now
it gets better.
There's more.
There's more here. So we've got, is that
Acti? These are Burst of Destiny. These are the first wave that are coming.
Okay, I don't know what this is, but it's a level 4 water aqua. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. 1. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one water monster from your hand to the graveyard and draw one card. If a face-up water monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, and this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, special summon one Icejade monster from your hand or graveyard, except for Acti of the Icejade. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we've got the next level 4 here. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. You can send one card from your hand to the graveyard, then target one water monster in your graveyard. Send this card from the field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon that target. If a face-up water monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, and this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, special summon one Icejade monster from your hand or graveyard, except for Tinola? I don't know, of the Icejade. Oh my gosh. Okay, Grunt, what do you think of the 2 level 4s here?
So this is what Shadow was talking about the first set of support looking disappointing. Honestly, in hindsight, the fact that this deck, doesn't mind pitching a few of its pieces into the graveyard, it's got some uses. I mean, Acti here is literally Dark World dealings for yourself in a way. I mean, except you have to send a water first, then you draw one. It's not bad. It's just easy. It's easy ash bait. You could run these honestly in any water deck, just to try and if you're splashing Icejades, you could splash these in. Otherwise, it's free graveyard fodder if you want to just discard them for other effects, which some water decks do. So, they're not amazing like the previous set, but they're at least part of the archetype and still offer some support.
Yeah, absolutely. Boy, looking at this, so that just released here. I had no idea it was this good. Okay, so
Burst of Destiny got put. So this was republished a few months ago when I made that, or 2 months ago I think when I made that presentation. Burst of Destiny is not out yet. We're not getting that till next week, I think.
Next week.
Yeah, November 1st.
Okay. Still though, I'd be picking it up, guys. It looks interesting to me. And Shed, I'll let you respond here. I'm going to get through the next 2 slides here, and then I'll let you respond on your thoughts on what you're thinking. So the next Icejade monster is a level 5 water. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon one water monster from your hand. If a face-up water monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, and this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card. Special summon one Icejade monster from your hand or graveyard, except for this Icejade monster. And then you have Icejade Erosion. It's a continuous trap. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can target one face-up card your opponent controls, destroy one Icejade monster you control, and if you do, negate the target's effect until the end of this turn. If a face-up water monster or monsters you control leaves the field by your opponent, Except by being destroyed, you can take one Icejade monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. Wow. Okay, your thoughts, Shadow Mew, on the other 4 cards we've looked at here.
So I remember looking at the Tremolet, Asti, and Tinola. Yeah, by themselves they weren't too good. Now with all the other things, they actually have like a competent engine.
Yes.
As in, you can use Tremolet to ditch it to special summon Asti, who then Asti lets you Dark World Dealing, and you didn't even use your normal summon yet.
Exactly. Yes.
Icejade Erosion, though, its first effect is okay. It's the second effect that's weird because you know that they're specifically being like, oh, did your opponent just kaiju you or send your card to the grave?
Absolutely.
The fact that it can't be destroyed is the weird part.
Yeah. Interesting. And I do like, because it makes me think of all these decks that banish cards. That's an interesting effect to have there for players. So yeah, it's pretty decent to me. Grunt, your thoughts?
It's, it's searchable, so it's like, I understand it's like, it's not going to go off all the time, but, maybe you'll run 2 copies, and, not 2 copies, 1 copy, just because you can search it, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a decent card.
Yeah, I like it, especially because it's searchable off the level 3 that we talked about earlier. So
yeah, I will add real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now I have this at the end of the slides, but I will say it here. Obviously, Burst of Destiny, we know the rarities. Most of the Icejade stuff, I mean, we only have 4 cards in Burst of Destiny for Icejade. Out of the 4, Tremolat here, the level 5, is one of our secrets. And I will say this now. It's probably not going to be the most expensive secret, but in case Icejade gets some more crazy stuff down the line, because they have gotten some pretty good support in one set after, so if it's cheap, maybe pick yourself up a set, or if you want to wait till the Megatins, I think we're guaranteed to get Burst of Destiny, but we'll see.
If it's cheap enough, guys, like if it's a secret rare that's like $1 or $2, pick it up. I mean, just to be safe. You just never know.
It's generic water support. Literally, you send this and you can special summon any water from your hand.
Yeah.
Some decks are going to love that.
Oh, absolutely. I'm thinking of Mermails. I mean, oh gosh. I mean, they're going to love that. Okay, the next one here is we have Icejade Cradle. And it's a normal spell. You add from your deck to your hand 1 Icejade monster with a different name from the cards you control or that are in your graveyard. Ooh. I do not know how I feel about that. Okay, Grunt, that seems awfully situational. Thoughts?
Really? You could add any Icejade from your deck that's not already in the graveyard. You're going first with triple copy. Like, you open this, you can always search out Tremolat. If you already have Tremolat, search out another one. I mean, you could search out Kingfisher. You could search out the level 10. If you already have the field spell, you could search out Yugioh, which lets you add another spell.
Yeah. I mean, your first turn, I think it's good, but later in the duel, if it's a draw you get later, I think it could be rough if you've already loaded your grave.
Some of them banish, like, the 3 from Burst of Destiny, Acti, Tinola, and Tremolat all banish themselves. And some of them there is recursion in the deck as well.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I mean, here's the thing: all of these monsters minus Kingfisher have 1500 or less attack. You could literally, if you really wanted to, run Salvage and just get them back from your graveyard if it's that much of a concern. So
that's true. And Salvage is very easy to run in this deck. That's a great point. Shadow, your thoughts?
I think that it's probably one of the best Rota cards we've had in a hot minute.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It literally searches any archetypal card, and it's not going to be broken unless the deck becomes broken, unlike Rota.
It also enables you to be more free if you wanted to play the best hand trap, in my opinion, being Dimension Shifter, because they're no longer in the graves anyways.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dimension Shifter is a big card. I wish I would have picked up tons of those when they were cheap.
I had like so many of those.
Yeah, it's a really good card. So I wish I would have done that. Okay, Now, looking at Despia, and then we've got Sword Soul support here.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is going to be interesting. So we've got Xinglong Yun, this Sword Soul Catastrophe. It's a level 10 Synchro Fire Worm monster. Requires 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner worm monsters. You can only use the first, second, and third effects of this card's name each once per turn. First one, if you synchro summon another worm synchro monster, you get to draw a card. Oh, wow. Okay. If your opponent special summons a monster or monsters, you can banish one of them. And if you do, you get to inflict 1,200 damage to your opponent. Oh my gosh. And when your opponent activates a spell or trap or effect, quick effect, you can banish that card. And if you do, inflict 1,200 damage to your opponent. Oh my gosh. All right, and then we've got Sword Soul Sati? I don't know. It's continuous trap.
I don't know.
Okay. You can use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If a card or cards has been banished, you can banish one worm synchro monster or sword soul card from your hand, deck, or graveyard, or either field. Oh, that's interesting. If this card becomes banished, you can special summon one Sword Soul token. Worm, it's a tuner. Ooh, that's interesting. Water, level 4. And you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck while you control it, except for synchro monsters. Shadow Mew, I know you're itching for this. What do you think of the boss monster here?
I'm literally sitting here just shaking my hands. So, not really a boss.
Oh, say that again. I lost you for a second. I'm going to say it right
now. Jing Longlan, whatever his name is, I can't pronounce it right. He's not really a boss monster. You're easily going to play Bare Nesta Floor when she comes out over him. However, he is a nice way to win in time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a decent card, but he's not gonna be breaking the deck outside of time rules just because Baroness has a pop and a negate and recurs itself into something else, and you can summon it again. This is a neat card, but there are other synchros are better.
Yeah, ideally with this card, you're gonna synchro summon it with the level 6, so you're just gonna burn your opponent for 3,600 damage.
Wow, that's
ideally.
That is really strong.
The trap, however, is insane.
Ooh, okay, share why.
So one is if it's banished, you get to banish a synchro or any Sword Soul card from hand, deck, graveyard, or the field. So, hypothetically, if you're playing against Virtual World, you can just deal with Shen Shen.
Oh, wow.
Because Shen Shen is a worm and a synchro. However, if you're not doing that, you can banish it and then banish another one of your spells or traps that are Sword Soul. And because this card was already banished, you now get to also make 2 tokens. Because if you banish a trap, you get 2 tokens. If you banish a spell, you modulate the token's level.
Oh my gosh.
The whole either field thing is the most bullcrap mirror match thing I've ever seen on a trap. And they didn't have to make it that good, but whatever. They get one.
They get one really broken card that probably won't come up half the time because everyone's going to be playing Tri Brigade still.
Here's the thing.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna say this real quick though. If you're facing Virtual World, I guess if you're going first, but I mean, just pop Chuche off and pop this.
Oh no, oh wait, that is a continuous effect. I thought it said if this card becomes banished. I read that wrong.
No sir.
Dang it. It's still really good though.
Yeah, it's still a good card. I agree. And as Grunt's saying, the problem is either field. Yeah, that's a problem. That's or either field. That's an issue.
We're allowed to run Super Poly at 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'm just saying I'm not running any worm synchros, so it doesn't really bother me with the whole either field thing. But I can already see some players getting tilted when their unrelated deck gets whipped by the trap.
Oh, absolutely. Because this is going to hit any synchro type deck.
You can use DNA surgery to make everything worms.
Oh my gosh.
But it is worm synchro, so not every deck's going to do that.
You play against that one person that's playing shooting Stardust Majestic Dragon, and then you just turn it into a worm and banish it.
Could you imagine their face? Oh my gosh, I could just see it now.
The amount of hoops you'd have to go through to make that work.
Like, yeah, because I'm pretty sure it could still negate effects if it's a generic negation. Like, you're able to.
I just liked the archetype in general, and I am excited to get the cards.
Oh,
My
me
only
too.
sadness is like all of them are high rarity.
Your
Yeah.
wallet is going to want to kill itself by the end of the next week, man. I'm sorry. That deck is not going to be cheap. I don't see
Oh no,
how
it's going to be
cheap.
expensive. It's really solid, guys.
Moye I see being at least 30, 40 a piece because Aluber was that much.
Yeah.
And Aluber isn't even poised
And
for meta, so.
If you guys go to our, not this past Yu-Gi-Oh! News you might have missed, but the one before, I'm pretty sure we cover that deck in more detail. It's really solid. You guys should definitely check that out if you're looking for more info. Sorry, go ahead, Shadow.
In my opinion, tie A is actually the better one.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Just because it sends something to grave, and that's very important if you play the 10E variant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
But you're still running 2 to 3 Moye at least. That's the point.
Absolutely. Especially the Ecclesia, which I have now read and have realized, oh, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the Ecclesia, the Moye, and one of your synchros, and even then, you've got a spell, another synchro that's ultra. You've got a super spell, which super spells can be a buck or two at most, but yeah, man, the triple Moye is probably going to be the biggest dent with the triple Ecclesia.
Yeah.
I'll just wait till my Christmas bonus, it'll be fine.
It's going to hit a few hundred, man. I'm sorry, but
my bonus is 3,000, I'll be fine.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
We just gotta get there.
I love how Austin just explained how he's going to pay for it. That's awesome. Okay, so Battles of Chaos now. Servants of the Branded. It's a continuous spell. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. While you control a level 8 or higher Fiend Fusion monster, you can negate any effect of a monster with currently 0 attack and defense activated by your opponent. Ooh, that's interesting. At the end of a damage step, if 2 monsters with 0 attack battled, you can destroy the opponent's battling monster. Ooh, that's interesting. Grunt, where is this going to see uses?
It's a one-of that you can run in Despia just because one of their fusions, Quiritis, does deal with modulating attacks to 0, and I don't know how second effect could come up. I mean, there are Despia monsters that have 0 attack, and I'm assuming there's maybe a token or something, but it's the first effect that comes up, being able to negate any effect, which, that's decent.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad.
It's searchable. It's a one-of. There's a lot of ways to search out branded stuff, so, it's a one-of. It's not busted, but, it's good.
Yeah, but it's support. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. Shadow Mew, your thoughts?
My first thought was, why didn't they give this to Reptilians?
Oh.
The second thought was that because of how the first part is worded, it doesn't say your opponent has to control that monster, it just has to have 0 attack or defense. So could you use this on a Gamma that's in someone's hand?
I was wondering that too. Yeah.
Nah, I'm pretty sure it depends on how they translate it, because when you see currently 0 attack and or defense, I don't think attack and defense are registered in the hand from an activated effect.
That's a great question, because I thought the same thing, Shadow Mew. I thought, ooh, there are hand traps that would hit. Was my
every
first
single
thought.
hand trap, in fact.
Not every. Skullmeister, I mean.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen him in a while.
Or D-Shifter, or Nibiru.
Right.
A lot of them.
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah, there are some. Like, I think Effect Veiler, is it 0? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's 0/0.
Okay.
Draw and Lock is 0/0.
Yeah.
All the Ghost Girls have 0 attack.
Yeah, so there's that'd be interesting to find out how they end up translating that. But yeah, I think there's some uses. I think there's some uses. Okay, moving on to the V-Jump promo card, and then the OCG Structures manga promo. And I'm excited about that one first. I'm going to start about that one. The Starry Knights continue to get support. Again, they should have been labeled Holy Knight here, but that's my own feeling. But we've got, it's a rank 4 Light Exceeds fairy. It only requires 2 level 4 monsters. You can use each effect for the first and second effects with this card's name once per turn. You can detach one material from this card and special summon one light monster from your hand. Oh, I wish that read from the deck. If this card, because you know it would be happening. People would find a way to bring out the barrier statue. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn this card was sent there, you can target one level 4 light fairy monster you control and special summon this card. And if you do, attach the targeted monster to this card instead. And then we've got the Pompous Warrior Lady. So I like how they keep rebanding some of these older card names. You can use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. When an attack is declared involving another warrior monster and an opponent's face-up monster, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. The opponent's monster loses attack equal to its original attack until the end of this turn. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Earth Warrior monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Interesting. Okay, so Shadow Mew, which card do you like more there?
The Warrior Lady one.
Okay, tell me why.
It's just a generically good warrior hand trap.
Uh-huh.
It's a Dark Honest for warriors.
Yeah. I think that's a fair comparison. And I like the second effect that when you banish it, you do get to target something in the grave if you're playing Earth Warrior monsters. If I'm not mistaken, aren't all the Go keys like that?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. So this
Any
to me
warrior,
makes sense in that deck. That helps you.
Though also I can see Infernobles abusing it, just because it just says generic warrior.
Yep, absolutely.
I would say heroes, but they have honest Neos, but
yeah,
they
get
three on. They just get 3 Neoses.
Yeah.
Starring Knight is just not good enough for me to feel like I would play it.
Mm-hmm.
If it said quick effect detach and special summon, I'd be more inclined.
Yeah.
But why would you ever need to summon the Starry Night Dragon during your turn after summoning this?
Oh, good question. Yeah. That is a very good question.
The other effect really isn't that good either, just because its body is really bad.
Yeah, it's only 1900 attack. I keep thinking, what is that about? Can't they bump this up to 25? I mean, that just makes no sense to
me. I guess hypothetically, if you could do this and then special summon it, declare battle and summon Zeus.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm.
It's like the only good use for it.
Yeah. But I don't know. I really wish that first effect said special summon one light monster from the deck. Boy, would that have been fantastic.
If it said that, it wouldn't even be used in its own deck.
No, yeah, exactly. You're right.
No, literally, you summon out your Radiant Searu from your hand, and then after this card is gone, you can use your other knight's effects, and then when your knight's done using their effects, you can essentially get another use out of them by making a Starring Knight with them. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good for what the deck does. It's not going to make it busted, but it is something.
Oh, I think it's a one-of. That's what I would use it for. That's it, though.
The extra deck space in that deck isn't that tight. You could easily run 2.
You could, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I was happy they're getting support because I want them to continue supporting that archetype. So please keep it coming, Konami. I'm very excited about that. That's a good thing. Okay, moving on to the next one here. We've got another V-Jump promo card. This one is the Chronicle Magician. It's a level 7 dark spellcaster. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. If a monster or monsters with 2,500 original attack and or defense is normal or special summoned to your field, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. Oh, that's too easy. If this card is special summoned, you can target one Dark Magician or Blue Eyes White Dragon you control, and it gains 2,500 attack or defense until the end of this turn. Oh, wow. That's an excellent card for the Dark Magician deck. Grunt, your thoughts there?
You know what? Blue Eyes and Dark Magician have both gotten support over the years, and I don't think this card's awful. I just feel like they
Oh,
could have
awful.
done a better job.
This
It's
is
not
good.
awful.
Oh gosh. Wait,
It's
wait. Why do you feel that this is awful? I am very curious to hear your reasoning
oh
behind that.
no. I don't think it's awful. I just don't think it's amazing because yes, it is going to work well with Dark Magician and Blue Eyes. I mean, Dark Magician especially, just because it's an actual spellcaster.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why Blue Eyes would run this.
Well, I do have a variant of Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, but it's older. But this would be fun if you're playing casually in that deck. But for the main Dark Magician deck, this is easy to get out. All you have to do is have your Eternal Soul activate. This comes out as well. You then can overlay very quickly if you wanted to. I think this is a fantastic card for support. I would get rid of that older Dark Magician card instantly and replace this. What was that one called, guys, where it switched it? It was 2100 attack, 2500 defense. You guys know which one I'm talking about? It's not Dark Magician, but it looks like it.
Shoot.
I
know
have
what you're talking about.
no idea.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it to save my life. But people usually run it as a one of if you're playing pure Dark Magicians. Swap that out for this instantly. This is so much easier to summon. Your thoughts, Shadow Mew?
I have no comments on this card because I'm tired of Dark.
So hold on, Shadow Mew. I
keep
think
getting
I'm
it.
losing you
And
there.
as you'll see later, Blue Eyes is also, well, I don't know if we're going to get to Blue Eyes.
All right, so wait. So are you still there, Shadow Mew?
Yes, I said I have no comment on this card because I'm tired of Dark Magician support.
I agree with you. Yes, it is old that we keep getting so much support for those older archetypes, and I don't see that many people playing them. That's what blows me away. So it has to be purely the fan base for those two decks. They must be pretty big for that to still be getting support like this. But yeah, not a bad extender at all. Okay, next we're going to more Battle of Chaos. So we've got Dark Dimension Warrior. It's a level 5 Dark Synchro monster. Takes 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. You can only use this card's first and second effect once per turn. 1. You can banish 1 card from your hand, then target one of your banished dark monsters, special summon it in face up or face down defense position. That's interesting. During each end phase, inflict 100 damage to your opponent for each set card on the field. It's kind of funny. Okay, and then we have Spiriting Away here. It's a rank 2 Dark Fiend Icejades monster. It takes 2 plus level 2 monsters. You can only use this card's first and second effects once per turn each. You can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 card your opponent controls, banish it until your opponent's end phase. Ooh, that's pretty interesting. If this card is destroyed by your opponent, you can target any number of banished monsters up to the number of materials that were attached to this card, and then shuffle them into the deck. Okay, Shadow Mew, what do you think?
I don't think these are good.
The synchro's good.
Well, I can't think of a single way to synchro summon it in an efficient way.
I'm sorry, I love instantly. Instantly, there's
You're
Grunt.
joking,
No, I
right?
think this is good. But
One
Shadow Mew,
two
explain your reasoning, though. Go ahead.
Alright, so one is I probably don't know many good.
Oh, I'm losing you there. Say it again.
It's where you banish a card from your hand and target a banished dark monster and then special summon it. That's probably because I don't know any good dark decks that would actually do that with.
Oh, okay.
I also don't know what good monsters there are to actually synchro summon this.
Well, it seems like it'd be very easy to make with that one card. It came out in a structure deck. It's a Cyberse card. you normal it, and then out comes a level 2 tuner that's a normal card. So you could instantly make
Draco
something.
Net.
That's it, thank you.
Hmm.
So Draco Net could instantly make this. So that'd be very quick to make this level 5. But I thought of like there's plenty of dark decks that banish.
Well, I guess the decks that I can't think of one off the top of my head. It's just that I don't see a reason why you'd special summon another dark card. I think my opinion is just wrong, but it just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good to me. I don't know why.
I like that. I think
don't
my
know.
opinion's just wrong.
I don't know if you see the use in it. I mean, think of it this way. I mean, as long as you have a target, I mean, you could run this in a Dark Warrior deck. You're already going to be banishing, like, Malicious, and you'll already have a banished Dark. You can banish any Dark from your hand to extend with that, or, heck, bring back the Malicious. Like, again, you're essentially getting a free extra material, and it's a level 5 Synchro. I mean, there are decks that can run this. If you look up Dark Dimension Warrior, you'll see people experimenting with this card, and I mean, trust me, this is like Duel Monsters era, where something so stupid innocent can probably find use very soon in the future, and then you'll, feel sorry about. Because trust me, this is a very generically good effect. There's going to be a dark deck that will abuse this one day.
I like the way you put that, Grunt. I agree with you. There's going to be a deck that abuses this at some point. Absolutely. Just because there's some decks that do banish. I can't think of what they are off the top of my head, but I've ran into them, so I know they exist. So it'll be interesting.
Level 5 is very accessible. I honestly can't think enough of like how many level 5 engines you could put together. I mean, don't forget, you could literally just run some tuner monsters, and then if you have monsters to special summon, use Hulk, bring out a tuner. Trust me, I could see some end boards that build off of this as an extender. It's possible.
I guess if I try to look at it hard enough, I could throw it in my favorite deck being Metaphys. The problem is, how do I make it and make like the effect is great for Metaphys. My problem is, how do I make it easy in that?
Well, your Metaphys deck, it specials a lot.
I mean,
right?
I usually banish Necrophase.
It specials a lot, correct?
No, it's actually more of a control deck.
Okay. I was going to say, because if it specials often, Draco Net would easily solve that issue for you. But yeah, that, I don't know.
I guess I'll just have to look at them more just to actually playtest that. However, the rank 2 just seems awful.
Well,
the rank 2 is decent.
Yeah, see, I thought the same thing. That's interesting. So I look at that, and when I see you can detach one material from this card, then target one monster your opponent controls and banish it until your opponent's end phase, I don't think that's bad. I think it's okay. The problem is I can't think of too many level 2 decks outside of frogs. So it's interesting. Grunt, can you think of other level 2 level 2 monsters that swarm the field other than frogs?
Raccoons. I mean, it's not crazy. I mean, look, I'm not saying this card is busted. I'm just saying that if you have a rank 2 engine, which rank 2 needs more stuff like this, I mean, you're literally able to banish anything until the end phase, and obviously if your opponent destroys it, you can shuffle back that banished monster, because, they'll destroy it during their next turn, maybe. So, I don't know. It's not crazy, but it's not bad. It's good for what it is. It's, get rid of certain... Here's the thing. You can target any monster. It doesn't have to be face up. You can banish a face down monster.
Oh, that's a good point, too, yeah. So that's interesting. I do think there are some effects. I just don't know how I get this out very easily without frogs. So very interesting for sure. Okay.
There might be 2s. You never know.
Looking at this next one here, I have no clue how to say this.
Oh, boy.
Okay, but we're going to say the wind level 7 monster.
Iro Hamond EG.
There we go. Way to go, Shadow Mew. Okay, so... It takes one tuner plus one or more non-tuner monsters. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can declare one attribute. This card gains this effect. All face-up monsters on the field become the declared attribute. Oh gosh. Okay, then you can target one monster in your opponent's main monster zone. They must send one card in its adjacent monster zone or spell and trap zones to the graveyard. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. And then we've got the Angel of Destruction Venus. So the agent's getting more support. It's a level 3 Dark Fairy tuner. You can only use the first effect among the first and second effect with this card's name, and only once that turn. 1. You can banish one Agent of Creation Venus from your graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. You can pay life points in multiples of 500. Then target one of your Mystic Shine Balls that is banished or in your graveyard for each 500 paid, and then special them, but return them to the bottom of the deck when they leave the field. Okay, what do you like about this, Grunt?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying agents will run this synchro monster, but hey, they can run Trishula.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
6, 6 and 3, 9. It's 2+ monsters, so you can summon Trishula with this, and it's there's other options too. You could make a you could make a 5. Funnily enough, you could Icejades into that rank 2 we were talking about. The Shine Balls really are a nice little engine.
Yeah, I agree with that. They are a nice little engine. Yep.
Multiple times for link fodder, synchro fodder. Like, there's good options. So, I don't know. This is a good card. And the nice thing is that because agents have so many searchers, you can run with this and you'll have a decent amount of ways to search it so you're not breaking.
Okay. All right. Your thoughts, Shadow Mew?
I don't know how to use the synchro just because changing attributes is really good in certain situations, but there's not a lot of them where it'd be effective.
Yeah.
The Venus is obviously extremely good just because you can with the Shine Balls and this card. Also just summon the boys, and then link summon into a Link Spire, then you immediately have a Halki 5-Rex.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Or you can just summon this with Halki 5-Rex.
Absolutely.
Because
I mean, the synchro. Here's the thing: the synchro is essentially a toolbox piece.
Oh, hold on, Austin or Grunt. I'm losing you there. Say that again. The synchro engine is basically
you'll have
what?
access to DNA transplant essentially with its DNA transplant.
Hold on, Grunt.
DNA transplant.
Grunt, I lost your thought there. It's storming really bad where I am, and I'm afraid it's messing with my internet. Could you say that part again with the synchro part of what you were saying?
He was saying that it's effectively a DNA transplant.
Oh,
okay. It changes all their attributes permanently.
Well, that is DNA transplant. DNA surgery is the one that changes type.
I said the wrong one.
I knew what you meant, though. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the one that changes all attributes, and it is a permanent effect.
Yeah. Man, that's not bad. It's situational. There are some situations where that pop up, but yeah, interesting cards for sure. For sure.
I just saw the dirty combo with this card.
Oh, which one?
I mean, you could. Yep.
You could call Divine and then flip a Gozen match.
Oh yeah. Ooh, that'd be dirty.
There's like nothing you can do to out that.
Yeah, that would be really broken. Okay, now we've got Kaiza the Burial Star. It's a level 5 Earth Warrior monster. You can special summon only once per turn using the way rights in the first effect in this card's name. That's interesting. You can use the second effect with this card's name only once per turn. 1. You can special summon this card from your hand by attributing 1 light or Earth Warrior monster, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to the attributed monster's original attack. 2. You can banish 1 warrior monster from your graveyard. Send 1 light or warrior monster from your deck to the graveyard. Ooh, interesting. Okay, and then we've got Chaos. What is that?
Nephthys.
Nephthys? Okay. It's a level 8 Dark Wing Beast. Cannot be normal summoned or set. must be special summoned by its own effect. You can only use this card's first effect once per turn. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, and a card or cards on the field is destroyed by a card effect, you can banish 1 light and 1 dark from your graveyard, and then special summon this card. If this card is special summoned, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and 2 cards in their graveyard and banish them. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, so Shadow Mew, your thoughts?
The Kaiza is interesting because hypothetically you could also play in Light Swarms and
Oh, hold on, I'm losing you.
Warrior deck.
Say,
And it's a pretty decent. You can play it in a Light Swarm style deck that does specify Light or Earth,
okay.
or just pure Earth Warriors. The
Okay.
Chaos Nephies is
Interesting.
just a the Chaos Nephi is just a really good banish deck card.
Mm-hmm.
I see myself playing that in meta because I do have cards that just constantly get popped, and just being able to special summon it and deal the consequence is easy.
You would just need to run darks.
Which is easy if you main deck Dimension Shifter and a Lupine.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I could see that. Grunt, your thoughts? Oh, I hear a train.
Oh no, the train.
Oh, did we lose Grunt? Uh-oh. Okay.
I lost you, Chrono.
You can't
There's
hear
a train
me?
going by my apartment.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can hear you.
Okay, guys, I have a feeling the rain is affecting the stream hardcore here. So I think we're going to have to stop there for the evening. I hate to do that, but when it starts to get this bad where I'm losing both of you talking, I know there's something wrong. So guys,
Yeah, we got a
oh, sorry,
we
go
got a
ahead.
third way through.
Oh, that's good. That's good, actually. I'm happy we got through that. So, guys, that's going to do it for us. Again, gentlemen, thank you so much for helping out with the podcast tonight. It is always appreciated.
It is always fun to look at new cards.
But I wait for your next challenge. I know that you
Guys, next time.
back.